गिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जय सत्यभामा। कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जय सत्यभामा। जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय। गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की। ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य BBD फाउंडर आचार्य सेव द होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भगवद-गीता की। वंदे देवी तुलसी महारानी की। समवेत भक्तवृंद की। ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 3, Karma Yoga, text number 12. I will read the verse by myself. Ishtan bhogan hi vo deva dasayante yagya bhavitaha tair dattan apradayabhyo yo bhunkte stena evasa. Word to word meaning: Ishtan, desired; bhogan, necessities of life; he, certainly; vaha, unto you; devaha, the demigods; dasyante, award; yagya bhavitaha, being satisfied by the performance of sacrifices; tahe, by them; dattan, things given; apradaya, without offering; ebhyaha, to the demigods; yaha, he who; bhunkte, enjoys; stenaha, thief; eva, certainly; saha, is he. Jai Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada. In charge of various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, supply all necessities to men. But he who enjoys these gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The demigods are authorized supplying agents on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. Therefore, they must be satisfied by the performance of prescribed yajnas. In the Vedas, there are different kinds of yajnas prescribed for different kinds of demigods, but all are ultimately offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For one who cannot understand what the personality of Godhead is, sacrifice to demigods is recommended. According to the different material qualities of the person concerned, different types of yajnas are recommended in the Vedas. Worship of different demigods is also on the same basis, namely according to the different qualities. For example, the meat eaters are recommended to worship the goddess Kali, the ghastly form of material nature, and before the goddess, the sacrifice of animal is recommended. But for those who are in the mode of goodness, the transcendental worship of Vishnu is recommended. But ultimately, all yajnas are meant for gradual promotion to the transcendental position. For ordinary men, at least the 5 yajnas known as Panch Mahayajna are necessary. One should know, however, that all the necessities of life that the human society requires are supplied by the demigod, agents of the Lord. No one can manufacture anything. Take, for example, all the eatables of human society. These eatables include grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, sugar, etc. for the person in a mode of goodness, and also eatables for the non-vegetarians like meat, etc., none of which can be manufactured by men. Then again, take for example heat, light, water, air, etc., which are also necessities of life. None of them can be manufactured by the human society. Without the Supreme Lord, there can be no profuse sunlight, moonlight, rainfall, breeze, etc., without which no one can live. Obviously, our life is dependent on the supplies from the Lord, even for our manufacturing enterprises. We require so many raw materials like metal, sulfur, mercury, manganese, and so many essential, all of which are supplied by the agent of the Lord, with the purpose that we should make proper use of them to keep ourselves fit and healthy for the purpose of self-realization, leading to the ultimate goal of life, namely liberation from the material struggle for existence. This aim of life is attained by performance of yajnas. If we forget the purpose of human life and simply take supplies from the agent of the Lord for the sense gratification and become more and more entangled in a material existence, which is not the purpose of creation, certainly we become thieves, and therefore we are punished by the laws of material nature. A society of thieves can never be happy because they have no aim in life. The gross materialist thieves have no ultimate goal of life. They are simply directed to the sense gratification, nor do they have knowledge of how to perform yajnas. Lord Chaitanya, however, inaugurated the easiest performance of yajna, namely the Sankirtan yajna, which can be performed by anyone in the world who accept the principles of Krishna consciousness. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmitam Ena Tasmai Se Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today's verse, in this verse, Srila Prabhupada is explaining just I will read the translation of today's verse. The charge of various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, supply all necessities to man. But he who enjoys this gift without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. So, in this verse, Lord is explaining like our life is sustaining on so many necessities. Just like we need the food to eat. Suppose there will be no food grain. There is no food grain available in the market. What will happen? People will not get it. Then people will starve and finally will die. So once long back, around 1945 around, Prabhupada recalls, there was one drought in Kolkata, in West Bengal, entire West Bengal, there was one drought. So because of this drought, so many people died because of drought. There were no food grain. That time, the crops did not get cultivated, and because of no crops, there was no food grain. So many people, they died because of this shortage of food grain. And in fact, Prabhupada, one more place says that artificially, that time the government has procured the food grain inside the storehouse. They did not release it. So there was another case. In that case, that people did not get the food grain, and because of food grain, people starved, and finally many people died. So these are the incident. So in this, Prabhupada says, so this today's verse, Lord is telling our human life or any living entity, their life is sustaining on the necessities. There are certain necessities, just like water. Now it is a summer season, we drink so much water. morning to night till we go to the bed. So we need the water. So water is one of the prominent key element in our life. Without water, can we survive? This is the most one of the important factor for our survival, water. Another is the food. So without food also we cannot survive. We need the food. So living entity, this food, this water, Prabhupada explaining in a purport like vegetables, fruits, grain, all these are the necessities of life. So these necessities of life should be supplied to the society. So Prabhupada explaining this, just like this, whatever food gains are available, whatever vegetable, water, everything, that is coming from where? Water, are we preparing, are we making the water, or manufacturing the water in some laboratory? Is it so? So whatever necessities of life are there, that cannot be produced in any laboratory or any workshop. You make one workshop or a factory, and inside the factory, these chapatis are coming. In fact, all these items, finally we are getting from the crops, from the agriculture. Whatever eatable, they're coming from the agriculture, from the crops, from the trees and plants. Finally, the people or businessmen, they purchase it, they process it, pack it, and put the tag, put their hallmark, and then supply to the market. So, suppose if we go to any storehouse or supermarket, we go to the supermarket for purchasing many items, right? So our grocery items or whatever, we go to the storehouse. So in the grocery store, supermarket, if we purchase, we go inside, take a trolley, and we keep seeing all the items, which are the item required for my survival. So we go pick up that item one by one, we pick up the item and put in our trolley. So like this, entire that storehouse, we roamed around and we have picked up many items which are required for our daily life, right? So suppose after picking up all the items, we come to the counter of cash counter or payment counter. Suppose we don't pay to that fellow and take out all the item, put in a bag and come out. Can it be done? Is it possible? No. You are not supposed to take any item without payment. If you are taking the item without payment and that is not noticed by the person, then that person is a thief. That person is thief because he has to pay for that. That item, whatever he has taken, he has to pay for that, then he can go out. Otherwise, it will be stopped by the security person. Security will ask for your bill. Where is your bill? Show me the bill. So, the point is, anything we purchase from any shop or storehouse or supermarket, for that we have to pay for that. Without payment, it's considered as a thief. So Krishna is also telling in this verse, whatever supply we are getting for our survival from the nature, in return we have to give it. We have to do some payment. So just like we are getting so much water. So in our houses, we get water, corporation water or borewell water is coming. Like electricity is supplied in our house. So if we don't pay the bill of the electricity or water bill, what will happen? What will happen? Government will cut off the connection, right? Because we are supposed to pay for that. Government is putting so much money in that. So electricity is getting manufactured and supplied and coming to us. So for that we have to pay for this. So Krishna is telling the point, whatever necessities of our life, on that we are surviving, that is supplied by the nature. And in a nature, different kind of demigods are there. Like Indra is taking care of the rainfall. Suppose there will be no rainfall. There is no rainfall. What will happen? There won't be any crops. There will not be any agriculture if no rainfall. So there will be no agriculture means there will be no food supplied to us. People will starve and die. So how much we are dependent on the nature. how much we are depend on different kind of demigods. So that's why in a Vedic literature, in a Veda, the Karma Kanda portion, as you know that Veda has three division in a Veda: Karma Kanda portion, Jnana Kanda portion, okay, and Upasana Kanda portion. So there are three portion of the Veda. So Karma Kanda portion of the Veda, in that mentioned different kind of yajna the person has to perform. Just like Indra Yajna or Homa, we say Homa, Indra Homa. So Indra Homa is meant for pleasing the Indra. So when Indra is pleased, then he will supply the rain. So he is the controller of rain. Similarly, Surya Devta. So Surya Devta, he is a supplier of sunlight. He is a Surya Dev, Sun Devta, Surya Dev. So Surya Dev is responsible for illuminating the light throughout the universe. Suppose there will not be any sunlight tomorrow onward. What will happen? For one month there will be no sunlight. What would be the situation? Our cloth will not get dried. Everywhere moisture will be there, everywhere. And all our body will start stinking. Every item will become moisture, fungus, and complete spoiled. And crops, it will become still stands. So crops will also not grow. So if any supply given by the demigod stops, then that system of survival immediately collapse. So how much we are dependent on this supply. So Krishna is mentioning in this verse, either you want rain from the Indra, you want sunlight from Surya Devta, or you want like whatever food grain, whatever agriculture is happening, everything like moon god, Somadev is supplying the moon sign in night time. So moon sign, effect of moon sign, the fruit becomes tasty and juicy. Whatever fruits and vegetable, it grows in a night. So each devata has got particular responsibility of doing that particular work. So Krishna is explaining in this verse, the devatas, they are the supplying agent of our necessities of life. They are supplying agent. So agent, they are not the owner. They are not the owner. Suppose you want to book flight from Chennai to Delhi, you want to book flight, Indigo flight. So we have different agent websites like Make My Trip, they are so one of the middle agent website, or Easy My Trip, one of the middle agent website. So these are the different agent. Through that we can book Indigo flight. Okay. So the middle agent, they have got particular role. They have particular small role, but ultimately is provided by the owner of that. Ultimately, you are going to avail the service of Indigo from Indigo company. So, it is explained in a Bhagavad-Gita, the God, like Supreme Lord or God or Bhagavan is only one. And under him, there are so many devatas. That's why in a Sanatan Dharma, we know 33 crores of the devatas, right? All of you have heard? 33 crores, that many devata in the Sanatan Dharma. So in a Sanatan Dharma or Hindu Dharma, one can say, so God is only one. So God is only one. Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, same. Lord Krishna, Vishnu, Rama, they are the same one. They are having their servant or authorized agent. So these devatas, they are the authorized agent of the God. Just like currently in our parliament, how many ministers are there currently in a parliament? 543, right? Parliament. So, like one is a defense minister. Defense minister is taking care of defense department. Finance minister, that person, finance minister, is taking care of finance department. Then another external affair minister is taking care of their departments. So there are various departments given to different leaders, the different kind of MP. So ultimately, this defense minister, he cannot take any independent decision without approval and sanction by the Prime Minister. So Prime Minister is the ultimate authority within the government, right? Similarly, just like one Prime Minister, under him 542 ministers are there, under one Prime Minister, different cabinet ministers. Similarly, there is a one God, the Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, on one God. Under him, these are the devotees. These are the 33 crores devotees. And devotees, they are responsible for particular department of work. Particular work they have got. As we discussed, Indra, he will supply the rain. Surya Deva, he will supply the sunlight. Right? Varuna Deva, he supply the ocean water, river water, ocean water. So Pavan Deva, Vayu Deva, he will supply the air. So in our life is sustaining on oxygen also. We inhale oxygen, and oxygen also one of the subsisting element. So this in Corona time we see people were struggling to get the oxygen cylinder. There was a huge crisis across the India and across the globe also. Okay, so the ultimate, all the devata totally depend on the Lord. Totally depend on the Lord. So altogether these devata should, whatever sacrifice done for each thing, that finally reaches to Lord Vishnu. And that very easiest sacrifice is a chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, the Supreme Lord is satisfied, then all devata satisfied. Okay. So with this we'll end here. Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande.